Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jennifer Avellan with Keller Williams Southeast Los Angeles, team leader for the Avellan Group. And again, thank you for tuning in. I wanted to introduce you to a few of my amazing team members right here. I have Robert, Brittany, and Shelly.
Hello.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
Hi. So we're here today because we've had an overwhelming amount of questions, and we wanted to share with you what are the top 3-4 questions that most buyers or sellers commonly ask about. And it's been a recurring thing. So we thought we'd take the time to share with you guys some of our insight as to pretty much how to answer all those questions. So the first question I wanted to start off with is, when is the best time to sell my home? A lot of sellers are thinking, especially in these times, there's plenty of inventory, not a lot of inventory. How much is my property worth? So I'm going to start off with Brittany. Is now a good time to sell?
It's a great time to sell. And reason being, we're at the lowest inventory we've ever been at.
So historically low
Historic
inventory.
low since NAR has started recording back in 1999. So this is a big jump.
So that's one key point, is very low inventory. So there's not a lot to choose from. So any property that comes on the market, there's going to be a ton of traffic going to it.
Yes.
Shelly.
Well, I think it's a great time to sell because rates are still at an all-time low, which gives buyers more purchasing power. So they are approved for more. So it's still a great time to sell because in return, the rates are low and buyers can more.
Awesome. So again, low interest rate. So also if you're selling your home, when you're purchasing a replacement property, you're also going to be taking advantage of those low interest rates because you'll be purchasing it as well and taking advantage of those.
Absolutely.
Great answer, guys. Robert, why do you think it's a great time to sell right now?
I think it's the best time just because the higher net yield, it puts you in a better position as a buyer, and it's a top dollar market. You can't beat it if you're going to get the most bang for your buck.
Exactly. So when you're purchasing a replacement property, you're going to look as like a stronger buyer because you'll have a higher down payment. A lot of transactions right now, when buyers are making offers on properties, a lot of the sellers are requiring them to remove their loan contingency or their appraisal contingency. So if you have a lot of funds to play with, you're more likely to be willing to remove your appraisal contingency and possibly pay the difference between what the appraisal came in at and what you actually offered. So great answers, guys. So as you can see, it's a great time to sell right now.
Exactly.
So another great question that a lot of the public has been asking us about is, how much do I need to have saved in order to purchase a home? Whether I'm a first-time buyer or this is not the first time that I'm purchasing. So how much do I actually need saved? What we're coming across is a lot of buyers have a misconception that they need to have thousands of dollars, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and that's not necessarily the case. So based on that question, let's start off with Shelly. What are you seeing right now? What do you need to have saved in general in order to purchase a home right now?
Okay, that's a great question. So right now, typically for all FHA loans, it's 3.5% down. So for example, for a $300,000 loan, the down payment at 3.5% would be $10,500. And with conventional, there are some programs that you can do actually 3% down, which would be $9,000 for a $300,000 purchase. So that's essentially what you would need for your down payment.
Great, awesome. So as you can see, the two of the most common loan products that are out there right now are going to be FHA financing, as Shelly mentioned, as well as conventional. There are additional loan programs out there such as the USDA. We also have VA financing, which is also quite common. As you know, VA financing does require 0% down. You do have to come in with closing costs, but you could possibly combine that with another program or ask the seller to cover your closing costs. You could, in essence, basically purchase a home with 0 down with, for example, a VA loan.
Also, there are a plethora of first-time homebuyer down payment assistance programs. And if you're interested, we can definitely go into detail about those programs more in depth.
So talking about down payment assistance programs, Brittany, you want to share with us maybe some ideas on some of those down payment programs? What type of down payments are they requiring?
Oh yeah, so there's actually quite a few options. It just depends what you find is the right fit for you, what requirements you need. One standout program is a program through the city of LA where they give up to $90,000 worth of assistance.
90,000, guys, that's a lot of down payment assistance.
And you could come in with as little as 1% down on the purchasing price. So I think that's an amazing opportunity if it's a good fit for you.
So just to piggyback on what Brittany just mentioned, so the City of LA does have a 90,000 down payment assistance program. They also have one where they're giving up to 60,000. So there's two different options. Actually, they have other programs as well, but those are the two that are with that city program. Robert, want to share with us any down payment assistance programs, additional ones that you're
Yeah, of course. So to bounce off Shelly's FHA at 3.5 down, just in case you're worried about the closing costs, there are programs that will cover up to 25,000. And the best part about that, if there's anything left over, you have the ability to buy down the rate. That's huge. Especially in this market, the rates are already low. Why not get it as low as possible?
Perfect.
And for that particular program that he's talking about, the $25,000 closing cost program, it also includes your appraisal fee. So you don't even have to pay for your appraisal either. So that's a really good.
You save $5,000 to $1,000.
Yes, exactly. And that particular program is for single family home as well as the City of LA program. Doesn't include multi-unit, so it's just for a single family home. So great information, guys. Excited. So what do you guys think? Doesn't require a lot of money down, a lot less than what most people think. So awesome. You could technically purchase something with zero down. One other program that I wanted to share with you all is a program through the state of California, which is called the CalHAFA program. In essence, you could come in with pretty much zero down if you piggyback with another program, which is a ZIP program. Again, if you're interested in finding out any more information about any of those down payment programs, feel free to reach out to any of us. We're here to help, and we can set schedule of complimentary buyer consultations. We can go over those programs with you. All right, so our next question that's quite often asked of us is, what ideally should my credit score look like as a first-time buyer or just as a buyer? Who wants to start off with answering that question?
I think so. Bare minimum you want would be for an FHA loan, a score of 580. However, may not be the most ideal. Shelly, what do you think the most ideal?
Well, first of all, if you want to use any of the programs like the $25,000 closing cost program or the down payment assistance program or even the City of LA program, the minimum FICO for each borrower, if there's just one, great. If there's two, each borrower have to have a minimum FICO of 660. So, Robert, do you want to?
And if you're looking for the best rates, you want to go, 680, 720 or higher, then you're going to get the best rate possible.
Yep. Which also means more buying power,
Exactly.
which is great. So more bang for your buck, less interest, more home.
So again, to basically piggy off of what Robert, Brittany, and Shelly mentioned, so theoretically, FHA requires a minimum of 580. You can actually go as low as 500 FICO score, but then that requires 10% down, so that's no longer goes into that 3.5% down payment category. But theoretically, the minimum FICO score that most lenders are going to want to see is 580. But in actuality, depending on what program you're going to proceed with, you can go as low as like 620, 640. Again, the higher your FICO score is, it just opens you up to more programs. If your score is lower, you might not be eligible for some of those down payment programs, right? How about for conventional financing, guys? What type of a FICO score are lenders going to be looking at?
So for conventional, you're going to want to be at least, anything above 700, 720 or better, you're going to get the best rate.
So, and what does that mean, guys? When you have a lower rate, what does that mean about your payment?
Your payment will be lower. Your mortgage insurance will be lower. Your payment will be lower, and you will
How about buying power?
And that's my next one is. You will have more buying power. So better credit, right? It's going to be better all around.
Most importantly, to set up a buyer consultation so we can go over all of your options. Remember, there isn't a one-all strategy. It's really going to boil down to each person or each family's needs. So once we do the consultation, we'll be able to basically look at what your financial situation, and we can create a buying plan, whether it's right now or if it's in 3 months or 5 months. So again, the number one step that you're going to want to take is doing the free consultation or complimentary consultation. And we'd love to help you, again, get you started on building wealth. We know how important that is for us, as well as to basically our sphere, our friends, and our family.
I wanted to just interject one last thing also as well. Don't worry right now about your credit. If you think that you don't have the credit or your credit might be not the best, talk to us anyways. We do have a really good credit repair specialist, and I've used him before, and I've closed a couple deals this year using him, and it's been really successful for our buyers. So even if you don't have the best credit right now, let's get you on a plan to get you moving towards purchasing your property.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's a really good point, Shelly. A lot of times we come across family or friends or just anyone that's looking to purchase a home. They come to us saying, I worked on my credit, and then it turns out that their idea of working on their credit was basically paying off all their credit cards, and then they close all their credit cards.
Don't do that.
Please
Don't close your accounts.
Don't close your cards.
No. So the best thing to do is don't worry about whatever perception you have of your credit score. We've seen it all. Just make the consultation. We'll go over everything, including your credit. We've had several our families or buyers that have purchased with us that came to us. We helped them with their credit. It took maybe a year in certain circumstances, but we didn't give up. Everything is possible. It just takes time. We've had individuals that have come to us, and it took 30 days, and within 30 days, we got them starting to look at homes. So don't do anything about your credit until you actually meet with us, so that we can kind of guide you and get you started.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you guys want to add before we
I
wrap?
think we might have to do another video on credit tips. So
Oh yeah.
just throwing that out there.
Yes,
Stay
exactly.
tuned.
Yes. But we're ready for you guys, so give us a call.
We have tons of stories, so we can tell you what worked and what didn't work, the do's and don'ts of buying credit repairs.
We're really hip on educating people. Even if you're not ready to buy right now, at least educate yourself in the process. At least so you know where you stand. And knowledge is power. So just because you call doesn't mean you're locked in. It's just a consultation.
Exactly. It's getting started, having the game plan, and it might be a month from now, 6 months from now, but at that point you'll be ready.
Absolutely.
So if you have any questions, or you're ready to schedule that first-time buyer consultation, or whether it's purchasing a second home, third home, however many properties, playing with the option of buying multi-unit properties, possibly refinancing, doing home equity line to do improvements on your home, feel free to reach out to any of us. We're here to help. We're a walking wealth of information, plethora of information here. We have combined probably over 40 years of experience. Again, thank you for tuning in. Jennifer Avellan, Kelly Williams, Southeast Los Angeles.
Robert Ruiz.
Brittany Jarrell.
Shelly Soroy Garcia.
Thank you guys again. Have an awesome day.
Bye.
Bye everybody.